What is going on, YouTube? This is Lee Primo of Eat.Health Lee, and we are on week 16 of the one-year meal placement experiment. 100% Joylent, as I'm doing right now. As always, it's been going great. I'm still alive, so yeah, good. This week video, I want to talk about something I learned from a good connection of mine. It's actually Ruud, which is the owner of Polv.com, and they're the second shake I'm going to do after Joylent. So just to refresh you guys' memory, I'm on the 4th month of Joylent now. I'm doing 6 months on Joylent, and then I got to take a break period between the two shakes, eat regular food again to get my base levels back to as normal as I can get them, and then go on to the second shake, which would be Polv. And you can find them at Polv.com, and of course I have a link down and below in the links for you guys to see. And him and I were talking, and he found something very interesting called intermittent fasting. And I guess the idea behind this is there's two states in our bodies. There's the fed state and the fasting state. So in these two different states, there's different biochemical things going on between the two states. And shortly after a meal, we're in the fed state, and eventually it'll become the fasting state. And from what I've seen, I looked at on the internet, I checked sources, fasting really doesn't occur until about 12 hours after your last meal. So there's a recommended time window that you eat between 8 hours. So example, you eat at 8 a.m. and you finish at 4 p.m. All your meals between that window, and then you do a fasting for 16 hours until the next meal time again. I found this kind of a bit interesting because I looked up and I saw some studies how it helped people's biological bodily measurements, kind of ones I'm trying to keep low now with my experiment. So the heart rate, the blood glucose, the weight's down, and it's kind of interesting because nowadays when we look at this food shoved down our faces everywhere we go, there's advertising for foods. It kind of become a thing in our lives that I could see how this could potentially work out. So I'm going to test it with the experiment. From this point on, actually, even with all the other meals I eat with Polv as well, I'm going to stick to this 8-hour window, and I'm going to do the 16-hour fasting state. So I'm going to see if it lowers my bodily measurements, and that's pretty much what I'm going to go from here. I'm still going to stick to the same division I had before. So before I changed it, it was 220 grams every meal, equaling 660 grams. But what I'm doing now is I'm doing 315 grams for breakfast, 222 grams for lunch, and 123 grams for dinner. So eat bigger earlier in the day and eat smaller throughout the day. And I've seen a couple one study out of Israel that had a group of people who did this type of lifestyle compared to someone who ate on a normal type. And what they noticed was that the people who took the eating bigger meals and then smaller and smaller throughout the day, they had improvements in their biological readings. Again, similar to the ones I'm testing. So that's the only biggest changes from that last week to now. Other than that, it's been great. Yeah, like I said, the blood readings have came in over the past weeks. Go to the blog space below to check those out. I apologize for not posting them directly because I do want to get this published for my bachelor's thesis, and also use this data to attract some other attention to the cause excuse me, of the meal pattern shakes. So unfortunately, I can't post it directly because then somebody else could take it and then use it for their own, and that would kind of defeat the purpose of what I'm doing at the moment. But maybe, possibly at another time, I could post those out to you. Keep you guys informed about that. It's been great. I'll see you guys next week. Take care.